Mahesh, thank you for that. And first of all the best for the new journey that you've started. We would like to know, you've never mentioned this, that maybe you wanna vie for presidential seat. Umekuwa ukisema kwa utarudi tu kama MP. But we want to know what pushed you to, of course umesha tusomea manifesto hapa. Kitu kikubwa kabisa kimefanya ukaamua now let me vie for 2027 presidential seat.
First of all, because we are not seeing the issues that the Gen Z or the young generation, because first of all, you know that the future of a nation belongs to the young people. And the young people of this country, they are worried about their future, because they are worried about the 30 years from now, 40 years from now, because the systems are not working, and the people who are occupying the system, they are not of goodwill or not working with utmost good faith in order to ensure that, because you remember that in the Kibaki leadership, there was 2030 vision 2030. But we are not seeing the leadership that is looking hard there. But we are looking at people who are self-centered and looking at the people who want, because everybody is saying that Ruto must go. Then who should replace Ruto if it's not Peter Salasya? Because the Kenyans want, or the young people want, a leader who is transparent, who wants his honesty, and who is ready to abide by the rule of law. And that is why I've been looking at the people who want to replace him. And then I say that they are not working. Remember, Peter Salasya has been just like a week or 2 weeks ago, I've been able to traverse the entire Western Kenya. We are now going for another tour of Nyamira, of Kisii, of Nyanza, coastal region, the northeastern, the eastern, and then the Mount Kenya, and then the Rift Valley. And because we've also seen that as much as we embrace from where we come from, the tribal, whatever, but the youth, the young people, are not interested about the who come, because at the end of the day, when these people get the opposition, it is about them. It's not about the other people or the entire community. It's about the few cronies, the few friends. And that is what now the young people, in their, what they want is the fairness in their CVs, fairness in their whatever, in whatever they do. And this is what has really made me to come out and say that as a young person, because by 2027 I'll be turning 35 years old. So which means that I'll be in a threshold to hold a constitutional role of being the president of the Republic of Kenya. Remember the countries like Burkina Faso, people like Kina Traore, they are young people, and you see that the darling of the Africans, because they want their country to be self-sustainable. And that is why you see people like in Obama, people who took when at the, because when I take the president at this early age, I know I still have like about, maybe by God's grace, I want to get to around 90 or 100 years by God's grace. So which means that I have to live with these people, and I have to maintain the legacy that will enable me to live good in happiness with these people. But these people, the older generation, they don't care. They think about few years remaining by God's grace. Okay, we are not praying for anyone, whatever. And that is what has really prompted me. And I'm a leader who is who knows how to balance leadership. There is time for fun, there is time for leadership, there is time to provide way, and all those things, and all those qualities I do have. I'm a graduate from the Egerton University, and I did Bachelor of Commerce, Banking and Finance, and I also worked as a banker. And I worked as a teller, and even in my history I never stole money from either. I used to get a salary of 50,000 shillings, and I used to handle every day 30 million. So which means that I'm a person who is self-driven, and who has the principle of accountability, principle of transparency in everything. And even for the last like 2 years in my leadership as a member of parliament of Mumias East, you can see when you walk in Mumias East constituency, it is a clear demonstration that despite of whatever we do on social media, because I like playing also, I like making jokes on social media, but I'm a very serious person when it comes to serious matters. And that is why I see I'm the only savior, God-driven, God-sent leader that who can unite this country and bring people. I know there was some anchors that we were passing around when we were saying this community is doing what, but we have healed. We are now ready to bring all the Gen Zs from Nyanza, from Kisii, from everywhere, so we can move together.
Maybe Honorable Salasya, thank you so much for telling us your intentions. We have had two issues in this country: independence of institutions I think kuna venye institutions zingine ziko compromised. You have been in bunge. What can you say about that? Is it part of, or is it a priority in your manifesto that
Yes,
institutions have to be free?
part of my key manifesto is to respect the independent bodies. And one of the key reasons why this country is suffering is because the independence of these agencies, government agencies, they have failed. And that's why they cannot do what they're supposed to be doing. And if I'm the president of the Republic of Kenya, I will allow the parliament to do their work. And I will not allow the parliament to come to the state house. I'll be like the king, who will be just like, because I will not allow even the parliamentary grouping in the state house. It will be like a simple, the father of everybody. Whether it's the opposition, whether it's in the government, supporting the government, they will be all my children. I'm not just saying I'm not my children, but I'm just saying because of the virtue of being the presidency. And I will allow the judiciary to do their work. And it will make my work easy. If I allow judiciary to work, I allow the parliament to work, I allow the Senate to work, I allow the public prosecution to work, I allow all the DCI to do their work, I allow everything to do, I will be enjoying my leadership when I sleep, because I know every institution is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Finally, there has been an issue of debts.
Yes.
As it stands, tuko na about 11 trillion in debts as a country. What is your focus? How are you going to focus on that? And precisely maybe hii imekuwa a policy issue that people are supposed to sit down, discuss before they borrow. But as it stands, it looks like it is dominated in a way that somebody can just wake up, take a loan, ama recommend a loan has to be taken. How are you going to handle that when you take power as a president?
As a president, like this problem that we are having today was done like in the last government, when they passed a legislation that a government can go ahead and borrow the money even without consulting the National Assembly, and up to a certain level. And this is what has made this country to overborrow. You remember when they came, when His Excellency, the President, came in, he said that he wants this country to be self-sustainable, whereby we are not going to borrow. We want this country to be like Mali, that it has been able to pay all its debts and has no any debt, because this is something, because you remember, during the Moise era, Moi never used to borrow the money from outside, and that's why you find like despite the fact that the economy was not doing reaching to everybody, but you find like the shilling was very strong, and then the manufacturing was everywhere in this country. So from where I sit in that point of the debts, I will also do the inquiry on the debts that were committed by the previous governments that has existed before. Because we want to know, like for example, the Eurobond, where did it go? And we have so many issues. Because you remember, like in the previous, when we were talking about last time, the people who involved in the, like for example, the Eurobond, there were people who are employed in the Treasury, advisory, and those are some of the things that shows that we are not serious about the people who committed the atrocity, and they're the same people that we are also bringing back and messing up this country. So we will have to review the debts of this country and bring back the motion that Honorable Mtata had, so that we can also be able to scrutinize and get to know all the monies that came into this country. Did they do what they were intended to do as a president of this Republic of Kenya?
Two questions, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Kidogo tu.
So how are you going to avoid the same party?
First of all, this movement is not about any other person. It's about the Kenyans. Are we there? It's about the Kenyans. So if they will say that they will give me that political party to vie on it, I will not accept, I will not refuse. But if they don't, we are going to launch a political party, a political movement. And this one is going to be rolled out. So it's about them to decide whether they want me to be, because now the party leader, if he's not showing the interest to vie as a president, then he should give me that political party to vie on it. If he doesn't, then I will come up with a new political movement that now will shape the politics of this country.
Now, Mwesh.
Sorry?
Have you spoken with your party leader aware that you are going to avoid?
No, I don't know, because you see now that is my personal decision. It is my personal decision because I have the heaviness of this country. And that's why we are taking the risk of, even like, for example, most of the members will say, why can't you get maybe the pension for first? But we don't care because we are looking at the future of this country and we must shape the politics of this country.
Okay, Mwesh. Nauliza hivi, acha kidogo.
Yes.
It's my time, eh? Sasa, ukiangalia kidogo umekimbisha syllabus, eh? Now, tukirudi pale Mumias East. Ukiangalia records for the past 2 years, kulikuwa na Kiharu, Murang'a, then Mumias East. Ukajenga barabara, kuna KMDC, ukaimaliza. How did you manage kujenga KMDC hadi umalize? Kwa sababu ukiangalia wabunge wengine, hata painting alone, it's a problem.
Maybe because we really wanted to focus on the national, on the presidency, because that is where we really wanted to focus. But it's about, and that is what the leadership comes from. And you have asked a very good question, by the way. The leadership, it's about how you frame. And I will also want to ask, and as a member as a president, this is what I'm proposing as a member of parliament. I will ensure that the CDF is given more powers, because the members that can be able just to oversight. My work, what I've been able to do is to provide leadership and to make sure that whoever is given is completing the project on time and proper planning. And because of that, I can be able to plan for this country the best way that has never been happened before. And also bring the professionals on board. What has been happening in this country, when I win this election, I will go for the professors. I will go for the people who have elaborate knowledge on various fields so that we can be able to fix the messes that have been happening there.
Mr. President,
Yes.
been looking for a wife.
We are not looking for a wife right now. We are on serious business.
Uliza huko.
Justice denied.
Yes.
And justice delayed is justice denied, right? There are so many Gen Zs who lost their lives last year, and we saw from the BBC documentary that was released yesterday, right? Are you going to go after the killer cops and bring everyone to justice? Because our hearts are still aching, and we need someone who can take action. We've just been seeing the president going around and nothing being done. What are you going to do on that as
First of all, I know every time the life is sacred. And as a leader, as a national leader who has been anointed, you must have a principle that the life is sacred. And you must respect the life because it's godly given and it's godly. And so as a leader, if I take over, we must also get to inquire, the commission of inquiry, to know who are these perpetrators and whatever. We know, yes, you have to protect the property, but was it just justifiable that you can kill? And even the story that was there where those people quarry, we want to know, like those bodies that were retrieved, where did they go? When there was a guy who was arrested at one point and then disappeared from. What happened on that? So we must, so that we can account for every life that God has given to us. So as a leader, I have to protect, because when you're given as a constitution, you have to protect the citizen, and you abide by the constitution, that your work is to protect the lives of your people. And that is what I will have to do.
Mheshimiwa, I have a question. Yes. In regards to freedom of speech, in our government here currently, there is no freedom of speech. People are even scared to talk about their issues. How will your government ensure that there's freedom of speech in our nation?
First of all, if you allow the people to speak, it also makes you to know where the problem is. You must allow the people, as a president, allow the people to speak. Like, for example, when I do, maybe on social media, there are those who will insult you, there are those who will put up a very good point. So as a person, as a leader, we must allow the freedom of expression under my leadership.
I'm live here. There is one of my fans are insisting on yesterday's BBC. They're saying that you've not given it out.
Yeah, I've given a very strong statement. It's only that maybe they didn't see it. But we want to condemn, because I was there. I was at the parliament by that time when that young man was being killed. We were there. And I think as when I take over as a president of the Republic of Kenya, I will also ask for the religious leaders to come and cleanse the parliament, because the parliament, the blood for the first time in history, since its inception, the blood was shed at the gates of the parliament. So we must also have to cleanse it so that we can purify it. It can be a holy place where good things will always come from.
Should Gachagua call you to the table and ask you to partner with him, would you accept?
First of all, I cannot refuse, but the thing, I don't want to be like Kina Murara. I don't want the people to be called and be like Murara. I'm a principled man. And that is how you want to be the member of parliament of Mumias East constituency. I don't believe in money thing. Yes, money is important, but I believe in the spirit of consistency. I believe in the spirit of determination. And if they will say that, Peter Salasya, you are a good man, we have seen what you have done, we want to support you to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, then let them support me. And I will deliver in the morning by saa 12, I'll be the president of the Republic of Kenya, and I'll be able, within 90 days of my leadership, Kenya will be the happiest people. By the way, Kenya will be the happiest, because every system will be running.